Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Om अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय तस्यारविन्दनयनस्य पदारविन्द किञ्जल्कमिश्रतुलसी मकरन्दवायुः अन्तर्गतस्वविवरेण चकार तेषां संक्षोभमक्षरजुषामपि चित्ततन्वो नेह यत्कर्मधर्माय न विरागाय कल्पते न तीर्थपदसेवायै जीवन् अपि मृतो हि सः प्रसङ्गम् अजरं पाशम् आत्मना कवयो विदु स एव साधुषु कृतो मोक्षद्वारम् अपावृतम् तितिक्षव कारुणिका सुहृदः सर्वदेहिनाम् अजातशत्रवः शान्ता साधवः साधुभूषणाः सतां प्रसङ्गान् मम वीर्यसंविदो भवन्ति हृत्कर्णरसायना कथा तज्जोषणादाशपवर्गवर्त्मनि श्रद्धारतिर्भक्तिरनुक्रमिष्यति हासं हरेरवनताखिललोकतीव्रा शोकाश्रुसागरविशोषणमत्युदारम् सम्मोहनाय रचितं निजमाययास्य भ्रूमण्डलं मुनिकृते मकरध्वजस्य मद्गुणश्रुतिमात्रेण मयि सर्वगुहाशये मनोगतिरविच्छिन्ना यथा गङ्गाम्बसोऽम्बुदौ लक्षणं भक्तियोगस्य निर्गुणस्य हि उदाहृतम् अहैतुक्यव्यवहिता या भक्ति पुरुषोत्तमे सालोक्यसारष्टिसामीप्य सारूप्यैकत्वमप्युत दीयमानं न गृह्णन्ति विनामत्सेवनं जनाः यन्नामधेयश्रवणानुकीर्तनात् यत्प्रवलनात् यत्स्मरणादपि क्वचित् स्वादोऽपि सद्य सवनाय कल्पते कुतः पुनस्ते भगवन्मुदर्शनात् अहो बत श्व पचतो गरीयान् यज्जिह्वाग्रे वर्तते नाम तुभ्यं ते पुस्तपस्ते जुहुवो सस्नुरार्या ब्रह्मानुचुर्नाम गृह्णन्ति ये ते हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे रीडिंग फ्रॉम श्रीमद् भागवतम कैंटो 3 chapter 24 text 27 onwards. We are reading about the divine appearance of Bhagwan Shri Kapiladev Muni as the son of Shri Kardama Muni and Mother Devahuti. After Lord Kapiladev was born, his father Shri Kardama Muni took him to a secluded place and spoke to him as follows. Shri Kardama Muni is speaking to his own son, who is the Supreme Lord, Shri Kapil Dev Muni. This is Srimad Bhagavatam 3.24.27. Aho papacchamananam niraye swair amangalai kalena bhuyasa nunam Prasidanti Hadevataha. Translations and purports by our beloved, revered founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Shri Srimad Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Kardama Muni said, "Oh, after a long time, the demigods of this universe have become pleased with the suffering souls who are in material entanglement because of their own misdeeds." Purport. This material world is a place for suffering, which is due to the misdeeds of the inhabitants, the conditioned souls themselves. Papaccha mananam niraye sway amangalai. We do amangal things, and therefore we are confronted with the results of our pap. Shri Kardama Muni is speaking this important siddhanta in this verse, that in this material world we suffer because of our own previously committed sins. Srila Prabhupada is explaining the same point. This material world is a place of suffering. Suffering is due to the misdeeds of the conditioned souls themselves. It is not that Krishna likes us to suffer or Krishna likes to met out punishment. No. We commit sins and therefore we suffer. The sufferings are not extraneously imposed upon them, rather, the conditioned souls create their own suffering by their own acts. Srila Prabhupada is saying. So, this we have to understand. So, everybody is suffering here because of their own karma. Now, further down in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, when the Lord descends, all the demigods become enlivened. Therefore, Kardama Muni said, after many, many years of human suffering, all the demigods are now satisfied because Sri Kapila Dev, the incarnation of Godhead, has appeared. When people are suffering in this world and Krishna descends, the sufferings end. Krishna Sada Sukha Pradayakam Namami Nandanandanam. Krishna always gives happiness and he ends the Vrajanatha Arti Nashanam. Arti Nashanam. He destroys the suffering, the distress of his devotees. That is the nature of Krishna. So when Krishna appears in his incarnations, the demigods who know this tattva of Krishna, they become very happy that the Supreme Lord has appeared. Text 28. Bahujanma vipakvena samyag yoga samadhina drashtum yatante yatayah shunyagareshu yat padam. Shri Kardama Muni is saying, after many births, mature yogis, by complete trance in yoga, samyak yoga samadhina, the perfect yogis, by complete trance in yoga, they endeavor in secluded places, shunya agareshu, where there is nobody. In secluded places they go and they perform dhyan, they perform samadhi to see the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Drashtum yat padam. They do tapasya, they do samadhi in secluded places, the yogis, just to have darshan of the lotus feet of Krishna. Drashtum yatante. they yatante, they endeavor to have darshan of Krishna's lotus feet, Yat Padam. Srila Prabhupada points out that in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Bahunam Janmanam Ante, Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. The jnanis who try to search Krishna through the Jnana Marg, they will take a long time to find Krishna. Long time. Prabhupada says many births. Those who are actually yogis practice in a secluded place, and after many, many births, they become successful, provided they surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the completion of yoga. Yoga culminates with surrender to Krishna. Bahunam Janmanam Ete, Bahunam Janmanam Ante, Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. Prapadyate means to surrender. One must surrender to Krishna. And bhakti begins with Sharanagati. Where Jnana Marg concludes, bhakti begins from there. Bahunam Janmanam Ante, Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. After many births, the Jnani will understand, Are, Krishna is the Samam Bonam. Krishna Aham Param Tattva na jane. I don't know anything superior to Krishna. Let me surrender to Krishna. So the Jnani will culminate with Sharanagati. And bhakti begins with Sharanagati. Real Prema Bhakti begins with Sharanagati. So bhakti is the ultimate. Text 29. See, yogis, they perform so much tapasya just to have darshan of the lotus feet. And that Lord has appeared as the son of Kardama Muni and Devavati. Just see. They can offer all their love to him. He is going to stay with them day in and day out. That is the greatness of bhakti. Text 29. Sa eva bhagavan adya helanam na ganayana griheshu jato gramyanam yaha swanam pakshaposhanaha. Not considering the negligence of ordinary householders like us, that very same Supreme Personality of Godhead appears in our homes just to support his devotees. Swanam Paksha Poshanam. To support his own party of devotees, Krishna appears in this world. Paritranaya Sadhunam. So Krishna is very affectionate to his devotees. Bhritya Vashyata or Bhakta Vatsal. Purport. Devotees are so affectionate towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, that although he does not appear before those who practice yoga in a secluded place, even after many, many births, he agrees to appear in a householder's home where devotees engage in devotional service without material yoga practice. If in Grahastha ashram devotees are performing bhakti, Krishna is pleased to appear there. जे दिने गृह भजन देखी गृहत गोलोक bhave. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that when I see nice Krishna bhajan in my house, I feel my house has become Golok Vrindavan. Grihate Goloka Bhave. In other words, devotional service, bhakti to Lord Krishna is so easy that even a householder can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead as one of the members of his household, as his own son, just as Kardama Muni experienced. So Prabhupada says devotional service is the best method. And he says that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is known as Bhakta Vatsal. He is never described as Jnani Vatsal or Yogi Vatsal. Prabhupada is saying Krishna is described as Bhakta Vatsal. Aham Bhakta Paradhin. In Bhagavad Gita, it is confirmed that only a devotee can understand him as he is. Bhaktya Mama Bhijanati. Krishna says only a devotee can understand me. Which means Krishna reveals himself only to a devotee. Devotee is one who performs loving service to Krishna. Prema Bhakti. Text 30. Swiyam Vakyam Ritam Kartum Avatirno Sime Grihe Chikirshur Bhagavanyanam Bhaktanam Manavardhanaha. Shri Kardama Muni is addressing his son, Bhagavan Shri Kapiladev Muni. You, my dear Lord, who are always increasing the honor of your devotees, Bhaktanam Manavardhana, have descended in my house just to fulfill your word. Swiyam Vakyam Kritam Kartum. To fulfill your own words, to fulfill your own promise to me, you have appeared in my house as my son, and you have come to disseminate the process of real knowledge. Avatirnosi me grihe chikirshur Bhagavan Jnanam. Bhagwan Jnan. You have come to distribute knowledge of Bhagwan. In other words, you have come to propagate Bhagavad Dharma. Very beautiful verse. Because Krishna had promised Kardama Muni that you have a family and I will appear in your family as your son. And Krishna is fulfilling that promise to Kardama Muni. When the Lord appeared before Kardama Muni after his mature yoga practice, he promised that he would become Kardam's son. He descended as a son of Kardama Muni in order to fulfill that promise. Haribo. Krishna is Achyut. He never fails to fulfill his promise. Text 31. Tan evate भिरूपाणि रूपाणि भगवंस्तव यानि यानि च रोचन्ते स्वजनानाम् अरूपिणः. My dear Lord, although you have no material form, you have your own innumerable forms. They truly are your transcendental forms, which are pleasing to your devotees. Krishna does not have material form. He has spiritual forms and he has many forms. Ramadi Murtishu Kala Niyamana Tishta Nana Avatar Akaroda Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Parama Pumanyo Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, in Brahma Samhita it is stated that Lord Krishna is one absolute, but he has ananta or innumerable forms. Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayauvanamsya Vedeshu Durlabham, but Adurlabham Atma Bhakto Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham. Adurlabham means very easily available to the devotee. So Krishna has many forms and he is always eager to give pleasure to his devotees. And most important thing is that he is arupina. In this verse, Shri Kardama is describing Bhagavan as arupina, means he does not have a material form. Arupina means no material form. And abhirupani, rupani Bhagavan tava. You have many transcendental spiritual forms, but you don't have a material form. Nothing is material about Krishna. And yani cha rochante swajananam. You take that form which is pleasing to your devotees. Whatever form is dear to your devotees, you take that form. See, I will show you one more verse that we had in our memorization in the previous module. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Oh, I went very ahead. Sorry. So, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. This one from Bhakti Yoga. See, I'll show you. This verse we memorized in the previous module. Same concept that Lord Brahma is telling Lord Vishnu that you take the form that is dear to your devotees. Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavitarit saroja asse shrute kshita patho nanunatha pumsam yadyadhiyata urugaya vibhavayanti tat tad vapu pranayase sadanugrahaya. So beautiful, na? Yadya dhiya, the way the devotee meditates on you. Tattad Vapu. Krishna takes that form. Why? Sad Anugrahaya. Because that is Krishna's way of showing causeless mercy to the devotees. Krishna accepts the form that is dear to his devotees. So, very beautiful concept. And Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that Srila Sridhar Swami has commented to this verse that Arupinaha without form means without material form. We discussed that. No material form. The Lord has form. Otherwise, how can it be stated here? Tan eva te bhi rupani bhagavam stava. You have so many spiritual forms, but Krishna doesn't have material form. Vishnu Murtis. Text 32. Tvam suribhistatva bubhutsayadha sadabhivadarhanapadapeetham aishwarya vairagya yashovabodha virya shriya putram aham prapadye virya shriya purtamaham prapadye purtam. Shri Kardamuni is praying, my dear Lord, your lotus feet are the reservoir that always deserves to receive worshipful homage from all the great sages. Suribhi means all the great sages. Tvam Suribhis Tattva Bubhutsayadha. You are that supreme Tattva that even the sages, they try to understand. They're eager to understand your Tattva. And Sadabhivadar Hanapada Peetham. Your lotus feet are always worshipped by the great sages, and you are full of all opulences. Aishwarya. Full of all opulences. And renunciation. Aishwarya, Vairagya, Yasha means transcendental fame. And avabodh means transcendental knowledge. You're full of knowledge. Virya, strength. Shriya, your beauty. Purtam, you're full. In this verse, basically, Bhagwan is glorified as having all the six opulences. Aishwarya, Vairagya, Yash, Avabodha, Virya, and Shriya. Opulence, renunciation, transcendental fame, knowledge, strength, and beauty. Opulence means wealth. And therefore, I surrender myself unto your lotus feet. Because you are Purtam, you are filled with these opulences. Aham Prapadye. I surrender to you. Kardama Muni is offering obeisances to his own son. Because he is Bhagwan. Your lotus feet are the reservoir that always deserves to receive worshipful homage from all the great sages, eager to understand the absolute truth. If we worship Krishna's lotus feet, then we can understand the absolute truth. Therefore, it is so important to study the initial cantos very nicely. First canto, second canto, third canto, fourth canto. Therefore, our acharyas, they have told us that we should go step by step. Here, Kardama Muni is saying, those who take shelter of your lotus feet, they will understand your tattva. Not that we directly look at Krishna's lotus face, 10th canto. We go nicely. Shripad Bhurijan Prabhu has written a book, Unveiling the Lotus Feet. His book for the Bhakti Vaibhava students, for all of us, where Shripad Bhurijan Prabhu explains the initial cantos, unveiling the lotus feet. Because the first two cantos represent the two lotus feet of Krishna. So, Aham Prapadye, Kardama Muni is offering obeisances to Krishna. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, actually those who are searching after absolute truth, those who are searching after the absolute truth, must take shelter of the lotus feet of the personality of God and worship Him. Therefore, Prabhupada says in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Man mana bhava mad bhakta. Twice Krishna says, you must worship me. Man mana bhava mad bhakta. Madhyaji. Madhyaji means worship me. Mam namaskuru. Offer your respects to me. And of course, Srila Prabhupada explains that the Lord is always full of the six opulences. Shad Aishwarya. Shad Bhaga. Bhaga means opulences. Wealth, Aishwarya, renunciation, Vairagya, fame, Yasha, knowledge, or Jnana, or Avabodha, as mentioned in this verse, Virya, or strength, and Shriya, beauty. And the word Purtam means in full. No one can claim that all wealth belongs to you. Can any country claim or any individual claim that all wealth belongs to me? Krishna can claim. Everything belongs to me. Mama Loka Maheshwara. I am the Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Only Krishna can claim that I am the owner and proprietor of everything, an enjoyer of everything. Ahami Sarva Yagyanam Bhokta Cha Prabhurevacha. And Prabhupada says, another one of Krishna's names is Asamurdhva, means Krishna who has no equal, and Krishna who is greater than everybody else. Nobody is greater than Krishna, nobody is equal to Krishna. Text 33. Param Pradhanam Purusham Mahantam Kalam Kavim Tri Vritam Lokapalam Atmanubhutyanugata Prapancham Swachanda Shaktim Kapilam Prapadye. Very beautiful pranam to Bhagwan Shri Kapiladev Muni. Shri Kardama Muni is saying, I surrender unto the personality of Godhead. Kapilam Prapadye. I surrender to the personality of Godhead descended in the form of Lord Kapiladev, who is independently powerful and transcendental. Parama Pradhanam Purusham Mahantam. He is the supreme person and the Lord of the sum total of matter and the element of time. Kalam, who is fully cognizant, Kavim, and maintainer of all the universes. Trivritam Lokapalam. He is the maintainer of all the three worlds under the modes of the three modes of material nature. And it is Bhagwan who absorbs the material manifestations after their dissolution. He is the one who creates them, Mahantam, he is the origin. He is the maintainer, Lokapalam, and Anugata, Prapancham. He will also dissolve the Prapanch, this world made up of the five elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. This is Krishna's independent energy. Swachanda Shaktim, Kapilam Prapadde. That fully independent Lord, I surrender unto him. This is Krishna Shakti. Kal, time, the three modes of material nature, the Prapancha, the five material energies: earth, water, fire, air, ether, Bhumi, Rapo, Nalo, Vayu, Kham, they all belong to Krishna. Everything. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, the six opulences, wealth, strength, fame, knowledge, beauty, and renunciation, are indicated here by Kardama Muni, who addresses Kapila Muni, his son, as Param. The word Param is used in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Satyam Param Dhimahi. In the phrase Satyam Param Dhimahi, to refer to the Samam Bonam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna or Vasudev. Param is explained further by the next word, Pradhanam, which means the chief, the origin, the source of everything. Sarva Karana Karanam. The Supreme Personality of God is not formless. He is Purusham. He is the enjoyer. Purusham means the enjoyer, the original person. And he is the time element, Kalam. And he is all cognizant. He knows everything. Past, present, and future, Srila Prabhupada says. That is the meaning of Kavim. He knows everything. And then Srila Prabhupada says, the material world which is moving under the spell of the three modes of material nature is also manifestation of Krishna's energy. Mayadhyakshana prakriti suyate sacharacharam. In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says this material world is working under me. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada quotes from Shri Shvetashvatara Upanishad 6.8. Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate. Parasya Brahmanah Shaktis Tathedam Akhilam Jagat. This is mentioned in Vishnu Purana also. That whatever interaction is happening in the three modes of material nature, it is all Krishna's energy. The whole world is Krishna's energy. And Lokapalam, Krishna is the maintainer. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. He is the chief living entity amongst all the living entities. Srila Prabhupada further says, Kapil Muni appeared as the son of Kardama Muni, but because Kapila is an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kardama Muni offered respectful obeisances unto him with full surrender. Another word in this verse is very important, Prabhupada says. Atmanubhutyánugata prapancham. The Lord descends either as Kapiladev or Lord Ramachandra, Lord Narsimhadev, Lord Varahadev, and whatever forms he assumes in the material world, they are all manifestations of his own personal internal energy. Atmanubhutya. It appears through his own energy, internal energy. He does not depend on the material energy. That material energy will give me birth in a certain family. I have to take birth at a certain time. I have to look a certain way. No. Krishna is not affected by anything material. Everything is through his Antaranga Shakti, spiritual potency, internal potency. Srila Prabhupada says the ordinary living entities who are manifested in this material world have bodies created by the material energy. But when Krishna or one of his incarnations, expansions, descends on this material world, they appear to have a material body, but the body is not material. The body is transcendental, Srila Prabhupada says. Avajananti mam mudha manusham tanum ashrita. When I descend, the fools deride me, considering me to be ordinary material person like Duryodhan, Shishupal. They don't understand. Only devotee can understand. Bhaktyamam abhijanati. And then finally, Sri Kardamuni offers his last prayer also. Asmabhiprichedyapatim prajanam tvayavatirnarna utaptakamaha parivrajat padavīmāsthitoham charishye tvam hridiyunjan vishokaha. Shri Kardama Muni is praying, today I have something to ask from you, who are the Lord of all living entities. Patim Prajanam. You are the real Father of all living entities. Since I have now been liberated by you from my debts to my Father, and since all my desires are fulfilled, I wish to accept the order of an itinerant mendicant. Renouncing this family life, I wish to wander about, free from lamentation, thinking always of you in my heart. I want to just cherish. I want to just become a traveling mendicant. Parivrajat. Parivrajat. I want to just be a traveling mendicant, a sannyasi. I want to renounce family life and I want to be free from lamentation. Vishoka means no shok. And Tvam Hridiyunjan. I always want to keep you in my heart. I always want to remember you. Smartavya Sadatam Vishnu. And please grant me this blessing that I can take sannyas and always think of you. Purport. Srila Prabhupada says actually sannyas or renunciation of material household life necessitates complete absorption in Krishna consciousness and immersion in the real self, Atma Tattva. That is the requirement of sannyas. Srila Prabhupada says one does not take sannyas, renounced order of life, to make another family or to create an embarrassing transcendental fraud in the name of sannyas. No. The sannyasi's business is not to become proprietor of so many things and amass money from the innocent public. A sannyasi is proud that he is always thinking of Krishna within himself. And then Srila Prabhupada explains there are two types of devotees of the Lord. One is called Goshtyanandi, which means the preachers. And they may have disciples, they may have followers, they will preach the glories of Krishna. And they will live among many, many followers, do missionary activities. Other types are Atmanandi, Goshtyanandi and Bhajananandi or Atmanandi. Atmanandi, they are self satisfied. They do not take the risk of preaching work. They remain alone with God. In this classification was Kardam Muni. He was Atmanandi Bhakta. He wanted to just keep to himself, travel and be absorbed in Krishna. He wanted to be free from all anxieties and remain alone within his heart with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tomara Hridaya Sada Govinda Vishram. Parivraja means an itinerant mendicant, means a traveling mendicant. A mendicant sannyasi should not live anywhere for more than 3 days. He must be always moving because his duty is to move from door to door and enlighten people about Krishna consciousness. So, in that sense, the Atmanandi also is preaching. Kardama Muni is also preaching because Kardama Muni wants to travel, and when he travels, people are going to see him. People are going to notice how he's absorbed in Krishna, how he's living a spiritual, pure life, and they will feel inspired. So, in that way, even a Atmanandi is preaching. However, Atmanandi will not develop institutions, spiritual institutions. Atmanandi will not build temples. Atmanandi may not necessarily instruct disciples. They are absorbed in bhajan. Those who want to come take their association, they can take. But a Goshtyanandi, like Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, like our Srila Prabhupada, they take on the missionary spirit and they travel, they preach, they create succession, they make disciples, they build temples, ashrams, and they create a nice succession so that the propaganda, the preaching, prachar of Krishna consciousness will continue. The sampradaya will continue. So that is the difference between Goshtanandi and Atmanandi. Both are pure devotees and both should be respected. Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj were Bhajananandi Acharyas, Atmanandi Acharyas in our sampradaya. And alongside them, we have Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, we have Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, we have Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. They are all Goshtyanandi. They traveled and preached. They made disciples. They built temples. They made printing presses, book distribution. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur started the Namahatta Bhakti Vriksha concept. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada built the Gaudiya Math empire with 64 temples and many, many sannyasi disciples and other disciples, brahmacharis and grahastha disciples. Preaching work was going on, and Srila Prabhupada took it further by building 108 temples all over the world, thousands of disciples, dozens of sannyasis, and many, many brahmacharis also, and grahasthas. So we have a very glorious parampara coming from Krishna himself. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So I was confused and I made a mistake being a conditioned soul last time when I said that next week it will be routine schedule. That is not true because we are going to Cincinnati tomorrow and we do have a program on Thursday. When I go to Richmond, there will be no program on Thursday, so we can have Bhakti Vaibhava class. But this week, so tomorrow we'll have presentation, and if anyone wants to do presentation on Thursday, they are welcome to do so. So this will be the only class for this week. I will not be able to serve class tomorrow and day after tomorrow because I will be traveling. So Ajay going through, is that okay? So do we have anybody for presentation tomorrow?
Nobody has, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, nobody has opted yet.
Okay. So maybe
So,
we can give it a break, and then Thursday also we can give it a break.
okay.
Unless someone who is pending wants to make, then we can do it. And we will meet on next Tuesday then. Okay. Any questions about today's Bhagavatam reading? No questions. Okay. So thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Mukta Sangha Prabhu, if you have time, I can call you now. You have 2 minutes time?